Right, welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be talking about the best places to go charity shopping. So in this one I'm basically just going to be discussing some criteria which I've come up with in my head, which are like where I would go charity shopping, where I'd always look. It does help if you know more about the area in this situation, because I'm not going to be naming particular places around the country because I don't know in detail that well. But what I would say is, if you're from a big city, there's obviously loads of different like small towns and stuff like that around the city where it's good to go, or different things which I would look out for personally if I was going to go charity shopping near me. And also if you were going somewhere and wanted to do some research, I think it's also a really good thing to do as well, is look for some specific things which I'm going to talk about in this video to help you get the best value and best quality while charity shopping. Now, the first thing which I would say to be aware of is going to a rich area. This is mainly because people in that area will give donations to that charity shop, making it more likely that there'll be higher quality and higher ticket items, pretty much. So hopefully, if you're going to a rich area, you'll get higher quality items with a good amount of selection, and that's probably the best thing which you want to look for. So what I would say first is rich areas. So for example, one that's near me is Market Harborough, which is a village which is very rich and has a lot of charity shops as well. Because the next thing which I would say is going somewhere big enough to have a few charity shops. Now, you can go to some places and they'll only have like 2, and that's not really worthwhile in my opinion. You really want to go somewhere like that has 6 or 7. Not all of them have to be like clothing charity shops, but just 6 or 7 charity shops, because otherwise you go in somewhere and it's going to take you about 20 minutes to look around 2 charity shops realistically, right? So you want to go somewhere that is big enough to have a few charity shops. But then I would also say not going to somewhere too big, because like for example the centre of a major city, in my experience going to like Leicester or Nottingham is quite, but like it's not as good as going to small rich towns, which would be my ideal place, is going to small rich medium-sized towns with about 6 or 7 charity shops. Because in the centre of a major city, for example Leicester or Nottingham, it's usually going to be higher prices because people know how much stuff costs in the city. You're also going to have high amounts of foot traffic there as well, which means that the stuff you're looking for is probably everyone else is looking for as well, because you're in a city and fashion standards and fashion trends are this thing right now and everyone wants this particular brand, so it makes it a lot harder in that sense. And then also people are looking for that specific thing because most likely it's going to be some sort of fashion which a lot of people are going to like, which makes it quite hard if you are going there, because obviously if everyone else is looking for it, you've got less chance of being able to buy. I've been to places before like Market Harborough where there's been a pair of jeans, for example, which I really liked, but I didn't have any money with me at that specific time because I just went to the doctors and just went there for a bit of fun. So I couldn't buy it. I went there 2 weeks later and it was still there. If you're doing that with something that is in a larger city where there's a lot more people looking for that sort of thing, you might find it a lot harder to secure that thing unless you buy it there and then. It's also the case as well is they'll probably have a lot of good quality stuff, but again, a lot of people will be buying it. It'll probably be higher prices as well because they know what it is, and that's just not really what you want. So in my experience, going somewhere that's quite rich, like for example a Brighton, like London boroughs, like I don't know about London really, but going to some of the London areas where there's a few charity shops is probably some good bets as well. Going to like just edge of city, like villages and towns that have a few charity shops, always look it up before you go, where you can probably find about 6 or 7 charity shops. It's going to be a good bet as well. I would just watch out for, places just not having enough open, pretty much, because you can go to some places where you'll think there'll be a lot and there's like 2. So I would always watch out for that. As you can see, I'm also quite ill, so it's not going well for me today, but I'm going to keep going. But yeah, in conclusion, for me, personally, I would say the best places to charity shop is a medium to small size town with 6 or 7 charity shops that has medium foot traffic, but not of the demographic which you are. Maybe some richer, older people go there and stuff like that. And I would also say try and stay out of major city areas, because higher prices are going to make it harder for you to get a good deal. and also the high foot traffic is going to make it harder for you to find those quality items which they stock in those shops, unless you know exactly when the charity shops put out new stock and stuff like that, which you're only going to really be able to do if you go to that select charity shop a few times. So you might be able to do that in an area which you're from, but in my experience it's a lot easier to go to these smaller towns where it's a lot easier to find specific stuff as well. But that is the end of the video, guys. I know it's a bit of a short one today, but yeah, I'm just trying my best to get a video out every single day. So if you have enjoyed this one, like the video and subscribe to the channel, and thank you for watching.